how's it going? This is Amanda from Amanda Around the Globe, and today I am in Auckland, New Zealand. I'm back to traveling. I just arrived here a couple days ago and I'm really excited to do a Q&A today. I also asked you guys to comment your questions on an Instagram post. If you guys don't follow me on Instagram, I'm at Amanda Around the Globe, and I am going to answer those questions right now. So let's just get into it. Question number one is, how is YouTube going? How did you have the courage to make YouTube your business? And how do you feel about sharing your life with the world? So YouTube is going well. YouTube is kind of a slow growing thing, but I feel so grateful to have so many of you guys following me and commenting and watching my videos, because that is how I succeed, and I really appreciate every single one of you guys that watch my videos. The next question was, how did you have the courage to make YouTube your business? I never really fully meant to make a business out of YouTube, and I'm not sure that I really have. Right now I just make YouTube videos. I have my ebook also, but YouTube is not always my main source of income, so I actually do like quite a few things that you guys know about. I'm a writer, I make YouTube videos, and I also sometimes will have like a part-time job to save up money. Yeah, so everything's going really well. How do I feel about sharing my life with the world? I actually feel like my channel isn't particularly very personal. Like, I don't feel like I share really that much of my life with the world. I do share a lot more about my personal life and my struggles and what I'm going through on Instagram. Like, I really enjoy sharing parts of my life with YouTube and the world, but it's just really helpful to use YouTube as a way to find like-minded people, to connect with people that have common interests, and to make friends around the world. The next question is, why did I go back to the United States? I am not sure. I think I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, but I went back to the United States for 3 months because I wanted to spend some time with my family. I hadn't seen them for over a year, almost a year and a half, and my sister recently got engaged, and she was going to have an engagement party, bridal shower, all of those things, and I'm the maid of honor, so I wanted to make sure that I was a part of her wedding plans, and I was there to support her for all of that. And I also wanted to, sorry, my phone's going off. I wanted to go to Oregon and see my other sister who lives in Oregon. I've never met her boyfriend, who she's been dating for over a year, and I wanted to meet him. I wanted to just kind of like be a part of my family again. So I went there, I got to do that. I spent a lot of time with my family. I'm happy I did that, and I'm also happy to be here in Auckland and to get back to traveling. The next question is, how do you maintain your relationships with friends and family? I do that basically just by text messaging, Facebook messaging, Skype, FaceTime. I prefer to have a lot more in-person interactions because I have made a lot of friends over the last 2 years of traveling, but if I was trying to keep up with everyone all the time, I would honestly just be on the internet 24/7, and I don't want my life to be on the internet. Two of my really good friends run businesses where one of them, like Ali, she's a YouTuber, so even though I'm not always talking to her, I can watch her videos and see what she's doing. And another one of my good friends I met in Thailand, Maddie, she runs a podcast. Ali from Psycho Traveler, I do keep up with her. We FaceTime every once in a while, and I try to like travel and meet up with people while I'm traveling if our plans kind of coincide. So when I went to Bali earlier this year, I made a quick trip to Malaysia to meet up with Ali. The next question is, how did you have the courage to live outside of the norm? To be honest, I don't know if it was really courageous that I did what I did. Sometimes I think it does require a lot of self-confidence to live out so far outside of what society expects from you, and it can be difficult because people really question your life and why you're doing what you're doing. I know that I'm happy with my life and I'm happy with the way that I live, and that's really all that matters to me. I don't want to live my life based on what other people think that I should and shouldn't do. I don't think that's fair, and I don't think anyone should live like that. So I guess I just got the courage from knowing that I want to do what makes me happy, and I'm gonna do that no matter what other people think. The next question is, did you go to school to become a writer? I did go to school. I have a bachelor's degree, but it's not in writing. When I was a little kid, I thought I wanted to be a writer, and I would tell people that I was gonna be a writer, but I never actually considered it as a career path until I started traveling, and then I became a writer. I have an entire video on how I became a writer and how I get paid writing jobs, and I'm gonna link that up here. If you guys have any questions about writing specifically, comment on this video. And the next question is, what are your plans for when you don't qualify for a working holiday visa anymore? So this is the last working holiday visa I can do because now I am 30 years old and I don't qualify for any other working visas. So my plan from now on is to travel on savings. So I'm planning to save up quite a bit while I'm in New Zealand, but obviously that will run out eventually. I also am planning to increase my online income this year and work really hard at that. I am also considering a few different options for getting a job. So a couple places that I would really like to live and work are Hawaii. I would really like to move to Maui and work there. I would really like to move to Europe and work there. So I think the next step is figuring out what I would want to do next and then going forward with that. So I know I have a lot of options and I'm just trying to figure out which one I would want to do. So stay tuned. Next question is, what are some countries that you want to visit in Europe? I have a lot of countries that I want to visit in Europe. When I first started traveling, I went to Europe for 3 months and I wasn't really making YouTube videos regularly at that point. That was when I very first started making YouTube videos. I visited 12 countries in Europe and I loved it there. I would really like to go back to a lot of the places that I went to, and I would also really like to go to some new places. So the places that I really want to visit soon are Greece, Croatia. I want to go to parts of Italy that I haven't been to, like Rome, Naples, and Cinque Terre, Positano. And I would really also like to go to Spain. I've only been to Barcelona. I think that's a very limited experience of Spain. Those are at the top of my list right now, but I would also really like to visit Portugal. I would like to visit basically all the countries, like all of them in Europe and everywhere. So I have a really long list. Next question is, what is the most scared you've ever been while traveling and what is the story? So I have a video on this exact experience actually. It is called My Worst Couch Surfing Experience and it's by far the most traumatizing experience I have had while traveling. I get a lot of comments on that video still saying what I should have done, and I understand what I should have done now. Like, hindsight is 2020. If I had gone through that situation again today, I would have made different decisions, but during that time I was new to traveling, I was naive and I was trusting, and those are not good things to be when you're traveling by yourself, but what are you gonna do? So I'll link that video here and you guys can watch that after this video. Question is, what will you do in New Zealand for money and what are your future plans? What will I do in New Zealand for money? I already have a part-time job lined up and I'm just waiting for the contract to come through, and then once I sign that, I'll start working. I am going to start off with about 3 or 4 days per week of 7 hours a day work, so that will pay my bills and hopefully I'll be able to save a bit too. My future plans are to stay in New Zealand for a while, and then after that I want to travel throughout New Zealand, see a lot of this country. I have a few countries that I want to go to, but my sister is getting married in August and so I have to be back home in the United States for that. I'm only planning on going home for about a month this time, and before I go home, I don't know if I want to say what countries I want to go to. I really want to go to a few countries, but my plans change a lot, so I'll tell you guys what countries I want to go to and then we'll see if I actually go to them. So I really would like to go to Fiji, I want to go to the Philippines, and I want to go to another country which I'm not totally sure yet, maybe either Vietnam or somewhere in Southeast Asia before I go home. It really depends on how much money I save and flights and all of that stuff. Next question is, how did you meet your boyfriend? I met, a lot of people ask me also if Michael is with me in New Zealand. Yes, he is with me. I met Michael in Melbourne and I actually met him on Tinder. I met him when I first went to Melbourne, so I think we've actually known each other for over a year now. We met on September 16th or September 14th, 2016. That's that. I'm thinking about doing a boyfriend tag. That has been a requested video. If you guys want to see a boyfriend tag, comment down below, and if I get a lot of comments on that, I will do it. Next question is, do you plan on getting married or do you not care about marriage? Right now, I'm not really thinking about marriage. I'm more thinking about where Michael and I can go together because we're citizens of different countries, which makes it really hard to settle down in one country. And so right now I'm not thinking about marriage. I'm just gonna say that. I'm not thinking about marriage right now. The next question is, what is the hardest part about living out of a backpack? Personally, I don't mind living out of a backpack at all. I actually have started to prefer living out of a backpack because the less stuff I have, the less stuff I have to worry about, if that makes sense. When I went home and I had a full-size closet and a lot more clothes, I felt like it was actually more draining to get dressed and to clean up my room. It was harder to keep things clean, and I had more choices when I got dressed, whereas now all of my clothes are very, very basic, and so it's a lot easier to get dressed because I don't really like any one thing more than the other, and so I just pick a shirt and pick a pair of pants and that's it. Whereas before it was a bit harder, I had a lot more options, and so I had a lot more choices to make. The last question I'm going to answer today is, how do you stay minimalist during Christmas or your birthday? I think this is in relation to gifts. I'm gonna say an answer that you guys may not like. For me, it's easy to stay minimalist during Christmas or my birthday because I'm not around family and friends most of the time. Like, I have Michael, and my family knows that I am a minimalist. Michael only buys me gifts that I use, and he knows my principle on everything. I think for me the easiest way to stay minimalist during holidays is to tell friends and family that you don't want gifts. If you really feel like you want to do gifts, maybe get someone a gift certificate for an experience, or ask for an experience, or ask for things that you really, really need. I do also sometimes make a list of things that I actually need and let my friends and family get me those things. But if I don't need anything, I'll tell them I don't need anything and just don't get me anything, and that works out fine too. Okay, so that is all of my questions that I'm going to answer today. This video is getting really, really long, and I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you guys want to see more Q&A videos, let me know down below. I hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!